Hello everybody, my name is John Lugowski.
Hi John.
How you doing, Sam? How you doing? Nice to meet you again.
Very glad that you came back. It's been such a pleasure. John has been one of our best students. John was our student in 2011 and he's back here to share his experiences with all of you out there that are looking for a school that can not only give you the knowledge you need, but how we customize the training. So John is going to give you his actual experience, his real world experience with what he learned at Acecs Inc. Thank you very much, John,
Sam.
for coming
Thank
back.
you very much.
Thank you.
Well, let me give you a little bit of my background. I was a programmer. I had a background in programming. I was basically a Microsoft Access programmer and a VB6 programmer. And back in the Great Recession in 2009, I lost my job. Of course, I was looking for a job, and 2 years went by and I still didn't have a job, and my unemployment ran out. So I was very desperate. And when my unemployment ran out, I started going to various schools to check out what they had to offer. I had a very clear idea of what I wanted. One of the schools I went, as a matter of fact, the last one I went to check out was Acecs Inc. And I told them that I wanted to learn web programming with Visual Studio.net, and I also wanted to learn some SQL Server because that's always very important. I didn't really have a background in SQL Server. Anyhow, they put together a custom program just for what I wanted. It wasn't something that somebody else thought or some kind of canned program. It was a custom program just to meet my needs. And to my surprise, they even added other things that I didn't even know that I needed, such as HTML classes and CSS classes. So they added them too, at no extra cost either, I have to say. So anyhow, it was a custom program, a custom package, but the real thing that made the deal was this. The classes were one-on-one. Could you believe it? One-on-one classes. I didn't believe it when they told me, but that's what they said, one-on-one. And that means that the classes were at my own pace. And that's exactly what happened. They were at my own pace. And if I didn't understand something, we would go over that class again. There was even one subject we went over the third time. We wouldn't move on until my instructor was confident that I knew the material for that particular subject. If you ever went to other computer schools, you know that if you don't understand something, or if you fall a little bit behind, they just keep forging ahead. And they don't care whether you learn it or not. They just forge ahead, and the person is left in the background trying to struggle. But not here. And that took a lot of stress off of it. Plus, it made me learn, because I think there were some areas where I had a blank spot. There are 7 instructors here. 3 of them I had, and I gotta say that each one of the instructors was very knowledgeable on the topic. Very knowledgeable, they knew their stuff, and they worked in the field. They weren't just in academics, they worked in the field. The school staff motivated me. They were very helpful, very encouraging. And sometimes I was even invited, well not sometimes, I was invited to sit on classes I had already finished, just to reinforce what I had already learned. Again, at no extra cost, nothing. The thing that impressed me most about Acecs Inc. is this. I was not on the clock. It wasn't like, well, this is 3 weeks, this is a month, and then you're done. However long it took, that's how long they would spend. As a matter of fact, I spent 6 months, actually, I'm sorry, I spent 9 months going here. And I think the original course was supposed to be a month, believe it or not. So I spent here a lot of time. They spent a lot of time. They did a lot of work helping me out. And of course, the things they taught me were practical. There was on-hands experience. There was programs I had to put together. It was very thorough. One thing that I really liked when I came here, and I still like about it, is that when I came here, I felt like I was part of the family. I just felt welcoming. It was a very nice experience. I finally did get a job, and as a matter of fact, I got hired for a job while I was still taking classes here. And I have to tell you that when I started my job, and I am a web programmer at an engineering firm, the firm is called Mistrust Group, and when I started this job, to my surprise, there were no surprises. There were no gaps. I knew everything needed to do my job. Of course, there's little incidentals here and there that I may not have known, and I always had the option, and I used this option, of calling up or emailing my former instructor. In this case it was Darshan. I always could call him up and ask him a question or send him an email, and the next day, not next week, the very next day when I came into work, there was an answer or something to point me in the way to figure out the issue. Now, on the website for Acecs Inc., one of the things they say is that once you're a student at Acecs Inc., you're always a student. And that is really true. They mean it. I felt like I had continuous support. Whenever I had a problem, they were there for me. And as a matter of fact, I plan on coming here again to take some other courses. I have to say that I strongly recommend Acecs Inc. For any person that wants to get a new career in IT, or if someone wants to learn a new technology, which I had to learn some new technologies too now, or someone who wants to just update the skills and the technology they already have, Acecs Inc. is the place, because they will have the course just for you. If you already know it, they won't bother with the fundamentals, because you already know it, and they'll have you go over the more advanced details. When I look back on my life and the decisions I've made, I really got to say, and I really mean this to the bottom of my heart, the best decision I ever made, or I should say one of the best decisions I ever made, was to take my classes here at Acecs Inc. So I encourage you, if you have any questions, to give Acecs Inc. a try, because you won't be disappointed. There's nothing like it around. Thank you.